Welcome to another episode of PIP'n Ain't Eazy. It's your girl, Tosha Laser, aka Hustle and Glow.
It's your boy Rob, aka Rob the Banks. What's going on?
What's happening, family? It's Mr. P, aka Mr. P and CEO. You can follow me on the gram at Mr. P and CEO. We have a special guest today, a big influencer, a lot of value that he's distributed in this space. Mr. Ryan Gilpin, aka My Life Real Quick. You can give him a follow on the gram, and we're gonna get right into it, family. So Ryan, man, thank you for showing up and giving us your time today. And also, we just want to know where you from and how did you actually get started in the market and trading in this space?
I got started like back in honestly 2014. I was trading binary options, nothing too crazy. Binary options, I actually spent like $250. I ended up quitting within the first 2 weeks. Christmas time came. Didn't really have too much money. Then I went into actually wanting to learn how to trade forex, and there was no mentorship around that time period. So went from options, went straight into forex since options was using MetaTrader. So I just basically just dabbled into figuring it out myself. Then I actually ended up joining a group. This group was selling a course, but the course wasn't them teaching, and I was just misled. And they were like selling somebody else's information, and it was like basically Steve Morrow. They were selling Steve Morrow's information, and honestly, I was not going to watch that content for like 15 plus hours and stuff. I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I personally, on a personal level, I'm all about, following the path the right way. If I'm going to learn from somebody, I want the person that's selling their information for them to teach me. And if that wasn't it, then I didn't believe in it. So I actually started learning myself and started doing back testing. And within back testing, I was like learning about the market. So my first month, I actually lost around $8,000. I was trading on the broker with 3,000 leverage. That thing went crazy. Within the third month of me trading, I made $20,000. I left my job, went full time to trading. Within my first year of trading, I made roughly around $500,000. Went full time. I started a group. As you may know, Forever Profit started a group. Back in 2015, April 6th of 2015, that went viral. I was teaching education side of that group. There wasn't really too much educators at that time, just me and another person, and then 2 other individuals that got removed out the group. It was just me and this other individual. They weren't putting no information in the group. I was just putting all the information in the group. And then eventually that started to separate the group from education into just a lifestyle brand. Education then became a thing that I started pushing and like heavy around 2017 within my own brand, and basically taught over 100,000 plus students worldwide. A lot of my clientele, student wise, they taught inside of IM Academy, previously known as IML, big time players inside of the game, taught basically a lot of students around that. And then just diversified, just keep teaching people. And then they created their own courses, mentorship programs, signals, whatever the case may be, just been pioneering the industry for the last 9 years. It's been fun. And, just been dabbling, a lot of business opportunities, a lot of like ventures, a lot of creativity, lots of money to be made. But it's more importantly, how big is your network getting from this? If you're applying yourself, your network's supposed to be big. You're supposed to be leading the pack, being an influencer in this niche. You're supposed to be sending it out as a role model. If you're not doing that, then you got to question yourself. What am I doing wrong, and how can I do things right to get better? Because if you like this craft, you're to be seen. You're not trying to be private. You want to be private, then you won't be on social media, right? So to me, it's like if you're really doing this, your intentions is to be pure and do it to the highest level that you can possibly do it, because this is a skill, it's an art. You got to be sensitive about your shit in this. It's a craft that you can learn, but it's about the simplicity of how well you want to like really identify the market. People overcomplicate simplicity. It's like as simple as me knowing 2 + 2 = 4. Somebody will go along and say, no, Ryan, if you take 1 + 1 + 1 + 1, it will also equal 4. And I'm just be like, why would you, try to complicate something so simple? And that's the problem with trading. A lot of people like to complicate the simplicity in this. And I feel like that's where 90% of traders fell in 90 days. And, that's where I kind of like understood in the early game. And that's what helped me elevate my craft, because I didn't want to be part of that 90%. I, in fact, want to be part of the 5%. See, 10% of the traders that become that successful in this, they still not even that great at risk management. They understand how to trade, but they still lack trading with risk management. And everyone has their own way of trading risk management. But it's all down to like calculated risk. And when I say calculated, it's true form of art and calculation. It's not just about throwing around random lot sizes. And I feel like 90% of the people that fail in this industry, they do that a lot. Some are just really good at doing it, and that's your 10%. And your 5% is the ones that understand and take your balance, times the percent you want to risk, you divide it into your stop loss, and that's how you create your lot size. Those are the individuals that have a longevity in this game because they're trading with calculated risk management, and they're not just trading random lot sizes. I promise you, you trade random lot sizes, you're going to fail. It's just natural. 90% of traders are going to fail in 90 days. Like if you have a great month this month, congrats. Next month, you might not. And if you do, I could guarantee you that third month, you're going to fail pretty bad. Why? Because greed is going to kick in and you never knew how to control your risk.
That is facts. You know what? I don't know if I caught it before or if you mentioned it. What did you do before you started trading?
I used to, I did MLM back in 2020. No, I did MLM back in 2013. I was doing this company called ACN. So I did that network marketing. It was interesting. I learned entrepreneurship during that time period, sacrifice and commitment and perseverance. And even though I wasn't successful in network marketing and MLM, I was able to, learn entrepreneurship. So from there, I then took my talents to go get a real job. So I started, working, doing pizza. I did pizza first, and then I did MLM. And then I was like, let me go get a real job because MLM wasn't working out. So I did a salary-based job. I got paid at first $125 a month, then it went to $250 a month, then $500 a month, then $750 a month. At that time, I was still living with my parents. So I did that, and then I ended up quitting. It was a slip and fall accident type of job, it's called 305 no fault, 401 paying, one of those kind of companies. And they would seek, they would literally take your phone and text blast people saying, hey, have you been involved in a car accident within the last 90 days? So they could find an attorney and, call it physical therapist for that client so they can make money off of, their injuries. And I was doing stuff like that, and they didn't really pay me too much. For every client that came in, the company got $10,000, but they would give you obviously base income. So I didn't know any better, but that I just took my talents from network marketing and applied perseverance through that. And I realized this is not going to get me successful. So I ended up eventually honestly finding trading through Facebook, and then that's where I actually took off because the money that I was making trading was by far the stupid enormous amounts of money that I was making on my job. So $750 a month times 12 is $9,000. My third month training made $20,000. So I was like, this is 2 years worth of income. Why not? But most people don't have the luxury to do that because most real jobs, they don't pay you that low. So you need to have at least 2 years of income to walk away from your job. So for me, it was easier. Plus I was living with my parents. But I started taking off from there. Luckily, I was still living with my parents. And I was actually able to save up and do what I had to do. And actually, hold on, let me go get my dog keys so I can stand.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I wonder how old he was. I gotta ask him when you get back when that in the process of from the pizza and live with your parents to actually being able to provide for yourself. And Ryan, how old were you when you was doing all that? When you was with your parents before you got to be more successful?
13, I started MLM, 23 when I started entrepreneurship. Trading, I followed it around the age of 24, October 31st of 2014. So that was around that time period. So my ex at the time got a pay careers taken out. I was going to go party during Halloween. She was like, man, I'll stay home. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I stayed. And that's how I actually found trading because I was bored and I didn't want to stay home. So I was just going to Facebook. I found some memes. And then from the memes that I was looking at, I just thought one of them were super funny. So I clicked the person's page and I found binary options. And I was like, oh, snap. And right then and there, I was like, you know what? If I'm staying home, I'm gonna go ask some questions today. So I was like, I saw the person making more than what I was making my job in one trade. I was like, I want to do this. And that's how I started really dabbling. So I was around the age of 24, 25. I started the brand Firm and Profit. 2017, when I was basically 26, got started early in the year. I started the brand Technical Prosperity. And then that's pretty much I took off more with my education around that range. So I'll say 24 years old, I like really started trading.
Oh,
Dope.
wow. Okay, that's amazing. So through that process, I know you talked a lot about risk management and how a lot of traders don't have it. How did you gain your discipline with that? Because I know, when you first start trading, it's very exciting, right? You kind of get addicted to it, hitting the buy, hitting the sell, especially when you're seeing the money go up and down and up and down. It's like it's really enticing. So how did you get that discipline?
All right, so discipline started to form, honestly, by me failing a lot with big lot sizes. I was making so much money that I was in profit so much that I was literally throwing away profit back into the markets too much. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to just place, have a 5K account, think I'm going to trade 50 lots on this. Like, it's not logical, right? So I was like, well, let me scale down. Let me do 25 lots. Let me do 20 lots. And then that's how I got a nickname back in the day, Mr. 10 lots, and it was Mr. 20 lots. That I was just throwing around lot sizes. Like, that was just my default. Like, it was like just a standard. When you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth. Nah, to me, it was like, I wake up in the morning, I'm just going to trade 10 lots. But I needed to have 10K or more in my account to feel like this was possible. But I started doing it around with, $3,000, $10,000, $5,000, those size accounts. And I'm just, obviously, you're trading 10 lots, catch 100 pips. What happens? You're making 10,000. So I was like, okay, snap. But not realizing this is by far not risk management. First of all, I'm taking a 2K, 5K account in reality, and I'm making over 100% return in one trade. Like, you're playing with fire. That's not smart. But at that time, it felt like I was, the biggest thing in the market. Like, nobody was telling me I was wrong. I was making so much money doing it that it was just laughable. But I also realized it was very enticing. A lot more people gravitated to like wanting to learn how to do the same thing too, because it was like basically like you're playing dice. You know what I mean? So to me, it was just getting some quick flips, and people were like really trying to do the same thing too, and they were doing it. So people were really creating this into a reality, and it was just a natural thing. But then I started realizing this is bad duplication. People were starting to blow accounts. It's because they didn't follow a step right. But the thing about trading those type of like lot sizes, you have to be on your computer like drilling it. Like, you got no life at that point. There was no excitement. You were just trading charts and staring. And it was, that's not what trading is supposed to be about. So when I started learning risk management, I started learning about calculated risk versus open risk, right? Anybody can set a stop loss, and some people that just trade lot sizes, they don't even set stop losses. So I started realizing, okay, well, if I have calculated risk, I'm going to use a penny order where I could calculate everything that's needed, right? My balance, times my percent on the risk, divide it into my stop loss, and find my lot size. So when I set this penny order, it's true to the lot size needed for the stop loss, so the percent I want to risk is true to its number to gain. So I always would look for like a 1-1 or better. In my trading strategy, I trade 1-1 or better. All my max lot size that I trade is max lot size, my bad. The max risk reward is a 1.5. So I trade typically 10% per trade. So any given day, I could risk 10% to make 10%, risk 10% to make 20, risk 10% to make 30, risk 10% to make 50.
But not risking more than 10%.
Correct. And if I do, that's just me being greedy, because if I go for a 1.5 at 20% and I catch it, I now make what? 100%. So to me, it's like, all right, this is at least more calculated versus me just taking that lot size and just throwing it around. Yeah. More than likely, 90% of the time you're going to fail, and you get lucky. It's great, but that doesn't mean that you're consistent. That's why you see most traders online, they don't have FX books. They're not trying to give your NT5 investor login. They're not trying to show you the truth, because 90% of people don't want their followers to know the truth or how bad they're really.
Man, I'm saying it's a lot of cap. It's a lot of cap, because if you're a real trader, the risk involved. Like, you have a lot of red screens, or you'll see a lot of drawdown before you even see profit sometimes, depending on when you got into the trade. So
absolutely.
Do you set TPs, or do you just?
Yeah, I said TPs. TPs are mandatory, because that's how you really factor out your risk to reward. You have to know what you're risking to get that reward. So if I'm getting a 1.5 or a 1.2 or 1.1, whatever the case may be, I need to be risking, let's say, for example, 100 pips to make 100 pips as a 1.1. But if I'm risking 100 and my take profit is 200, now I'm at a 1.2. So I needed to know these, the formula to perform, to get that right risk. Because if I lose a trade today, great, I lost 10%. But even then, I even trade a little bit more different now. Like even some of my trades, like let's say if it's a 1-1 or 1-2, I trade 5%. If it's a 1-2 or better, let's say like a 1-3 or 1-5, great, I'll trade a 10%. That way, if I get a better risk reward, I'm doubling up on what I lost from the day before, and I'm gonna make way more anyways. So it's always calculated.
Yeah, so when you had mentioned strategy, so first starting off, it's hard as a new trader to even find a strategy, something they're comfortable with, something they can be consistent with. So could you tell me a little bit about your process on how you found the strategy, what you actually did to develop a consistent strategy so you could be profitable?
Yeah, well, first thing to understand is with true understanding the art of trading, right? We need to understand how the market works, understanding trends, understanding the philosophies around the trend, understanding your personality type, because your personality is going to pay a ego for you in trading. I'm a Virgo, so I'm analytical. So I like to dissect everything I do, like just organize and structure it. So when I see things, I look at my room. You know what I'm saying? Like it's structured. So to me, it's like I like things to be a certain way. If it's not, then my OCD is going to kick in. So for me, my trading strategy came back from understanding the past of the market to the future, understanding that money is going to create this emotion. And if I'm seeing these large amounts of money fluctuate on the screen, I need to balance it out. So I need to use proper risk management, right? So I protect myself because money is naturally going to always alter your personality. It's going to make you have, impulsive decision-making skills. So for me, it was like, all right, understand this, create understanding with supply and demand, create understanding with Fibonacci, create understanding with, moving averages and other indicators, and understand your trend. Yeah, I have cats, so you're a cat. So, you got to understand certain things. And for me, my consistency really came from just understanding trends, supply and demand, Fibonacci, moving averages. I keep it as simple as possible. And then I use 2 other indicators, but my moving averages, I use 3 moving averages. So I use them as a form of dynamic support and resistance. So I don't really use trend lines like that. I don't need to. If you're understanding the trend, you understand how moving averages work, they're going to operate like a trend line or a support and resistance line. And if you have supply and demand zones drawn the right way on the right time frames, then they're going to act as a concrete area to basically catch your trade setups for understanding the true nature of trading, which is to buy low and sell high. Everything comes back to buying low and selling high in the market. Things that we implement in between that, or after that, I should say, it's just to help increase your risk. Some people get too complex and they add so many different things on their charts, and it's like, why? Some people are like, well, I'm gonna add an Ichimoku cloud. Well, here's the reality. Ichimoku might not be for your trades for currencies. It might be for futures, So you got to understand that some tools is not made for certain things. So understanding the true nature of trading, like the art, understanding the trends and understanding technical analysis, you're going to be fine because fundamentals is just a value to help you go to your target if you understand your technicals done the right way. And to mathematically align everything, you need to understand Fibonacci as a whole.
I like that.
So you like the Fib? That's something you would recommend, the Fibonacci?
Yeah, Fibonacci is a must. If you're not training with Fibs, you're already failing.
Okay, I need a gym real quick. What's your coordinates on the Fib? Shoot it to me. What's your coordinates?
I can't say all the coordinates. I coded it a certain way.
Okay. I tried, y'all.
No, Fibs
trying to get all the secret sauce right now.
Like Fibs is pretty much like your right hand man on the charts or your right hand woman, however you want to do it, but it's pretty much like how you could calculate. Fibonacci, the nature of Fibonacci is started from the beginning of time. And they say it's God's fingerprint started from the DNA and created the Big Bang. It's just everything around us is life: squares, rectangles, circles, air, mountains, water, human nature, bone structuring, everything. Fibonacci is around. You look at your finger palm or anything on you, everybody has the same type of, math. It's just the way how it is. Fibonacci is forever evolving. That's why evolution is evolution. Fibonacci changes over time. Well, not change, but increases the same cycle over time. The numbers don't stop. It's an infinite loop. So there's supposed to be evolution. It's a way of like calculating everything. It's the perfect, it's a perfect ruler in reality to understand what's going on around you at all times. So Fibonacci helps you understand the market, even though you might not understand the market. Fibonacci is telling you what the market should be doing.
Okay. What was the most challenging time that you had with trading? whether it's biggest loss or lesson, I would say.
I want to say losses. Losses are always going to be lessons, period. But I will say that one of the biggest things will be my mind. There's phases in my life that I was mentally going through things, and like I'm always dealing with different adversities. Like life will throw angles at you that could be your biggest motivator, your biggest distraction. So I feel like the mind is what really changes everything as a trader. It's not really about the skill set. It's more so, can you really master yourself when you hop on these charts? If you choose not to do that, then you're never going to be really long-term successful as a trader, because the mind will play tricks. You're going to go through relationships. You're going to go through friendships. You're going to go through associations. You're going to go through business. You're going to go through hurdles. This line is, as a trader, it's not a straight line. It's going to be a whole bunch of curves in the middle, and that's called life. So if you're not able to master yourself as an individual, how are you going to be able to master the charts? So I feel like that's the biggest obstacle for anyone, because you're going to learn more about this as you trade. If you don't learn this side, there's going to be a 90% part game again, 90% traders fail because they're egotistical and don't want to master themselves. Like me, I even dive deep into astrology. Why? Just so I can understand myself better and understand people. Because if I choose to just understand just how I work, and I got everybody around me and their opinions are targeting me, and it becomes a cluster. So if you're not willing to open your mind to understand nature and humans and people and yourself, and you got to realize that you are your only competition. I don't have competition. I don't compete, especially in trading. It's either I'm good for me and I know what I'm doing for me and I can spread this love, or I don't want toxic things around me. So it's either, if it's not supporting my happiness or supporting my passions, then I can't be around it because it's going to devalue my mindset.
How do you feel like you developed that over time? Like to have this trader's mindset, to have this entrepreneur mindset?
That's a great question. Well, for me, I accidentally pioneered the niche, unfortunately, but in a good way. So for me, I always had to deal with people early, before this was even big on social media. Like before Instagram was even big with forex, I was big on Facebook. And then I took my times to Instagram when I saw Facebook getting saturated. Nobody was on Instagram, and I took over the Instagram road before all this massive hype. IMO played a big role into hyping up into being massive. So it became a massive influence on social media. So for me, it was like, whoa, I got to understand people, because there's going to be some snakes in the grass, And I started realizing that I already had a lot of clout, but I saw a lot of people trying to latch on to me for my clout, but I wasn't really naturally, how can I say, organically, I made my own clout, but naturally that wasn't my goal. That wasn't what I wanted to do. It just so happened I'm just good at what I did, and I just spread love and just help people doing it. But it went viral, so that's why you see me on social media. Like sometimes I don't even post as much on my grid, is because I felt out of like doing things. It just, the more I do, the more I influence. So I gotta be mindful of how I do certain things. Like seriously, like I bought a Lamborghini in 2019 without having a prop firm or a broker deal or affiliate, anything. I was just teaching and trading. First and foremost, trading and teaching what I was good at. Made lots of money doing both. However, it was also, I realized, impacting people, motivating people doing certain things that I do, was also enabling them to feel like, oh, I gotta go do this. Super Ryan did it. Oh, I gotta go do this. Super Ryan training that. So I was like, wait, I gotta understand who this person is. And I don't want to know their life. I just need to know what type of character you are. And to understand that, that's through astrology. How you do anything is how you do everything.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you an example. Scorpios. I don't know who's a Scorpio, but look, let me give you a perfect example. A Scorpio likes to be wrong and they're right. They like to be right and they're wrong. Sorry. They like to be right and wrong so bad. I will never understand it. And it's like, why? But every Scorpio is the same way. And they're going to say, no, they're not. But you're going to start seeing traits, right? Then you're going to have Cancers. They're very narcissistic. They like to gaslight. It's just the way how it is. So it's a weakness, but they could turn into a strength by identifying it. You know what I'm saying? Geminis, multiple personalities. My dad is a Gemini. My dog is a Gemini. I'm around a lot of Geminis.
Not my dog.
Multiple personalities. So you don't know what side of the person you're gonna get. But if you're understanding this, then you know how to you know how to handle that person. So you're not entertaining that energy for too long because you know you got your limits. You know what I mean? So you got to protect yourself at all times. So if you understand astrology, you can understand people a lot faster than before you could really learn that individual. You can see the traits.
Interesting. So
can you guess that before, like as you talk to them, or once they tell you what their sign is, you're like, that makes sense?
What was that? You got choppy.
Oh no. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good.
Oh, I said based off a conversation that you're having with somebody, will you know their sign, or after they tell you, is it more like, oh, that's a bit?
I shoot the dice right up. I'm like, oh, that's cool. What horoscope you are? You know, I just go straight into it. And that way,
that's analysis off the top. What's your sign?
Yeah, I'm intellectual. Like I like to really get inside somebody's mind right away. Like if it's, you know, a person that I'm talking to and they're trying to have a conversation, that's cool. You know, we start having a conversation. Yeah.
I'm an Aries, Ryan. Tell me about myself. Go ahead. Let me hear.
I actually forgot about y'all. I really did. There's a website. Let me see if I can find it. But there's a website that I was using to really like dive deep into this.
Mm-hmm. And you said dogs too, like the animals have the same type of behavior as well.
Animals, yeah, Sally. Like my dog gets turned up randomly and just start doing random stuff, and I just be lost at times when he does it.
Can you tell us something about Libras?
Libras, my mom's a Libra. So Libras, honestly, they're very caring, but they put themselves first before everybody, and then that's when they kind of like mess up. Right?
What's your sign?
Huh?
What's your sign?
Virgo. It's a Virgo.
Virgo. Okay. So do you feel like it's a good sign? What's as far as a trader?
What was that?
Do you feel like what's a good sign as far as trading goes that can probably catch on quicker in your opinion?
Virgos.
God.
Of course.
Think about the traits. Virgos are all analytical. They like to dissect, very organized, and like to be all work and no play. What is trading? Visual assignments, right? So you're visually dissecting a chart. It just naturally falls in line. I think that what helped me understand it quick, I guess, but it just played its edge. Most Virgos that do train, they connect quick. Why? Because they're all work, no play, and like to dissect. Now, when they do like to play, they like to have a lot of fun, right? So to me, it's like, how well are you dissecting a chart? How well are you identifying yourself? And how quick are you able to adapt knowing your strengths versus your weaknesses? I'm literally trying to find this website. This website is literally game changer. But yeah, so.
Computer, Ryan?
Huh?
Are you on your computer?
Yeah, I'm just on my phone. The horoscope thing.
Yeah, I was just, I would love for you to give us some sauce before you leave. You know what I'm saying? That's not right now, but I'm just saying since you already.
You said Aquarius, Aries?
Aries. Yeah, talk to me.
All right, so strength.
Laugh. Come on now.
This was a laugh for me.
Yeah, so you're courageous, determined, confident, enthusiastic, optimistic, honest, passionate. Weakness, impatient, moody, short-tempered, impulsive, aggressive.
That's my brother.
I agree. I'm not too aggressive no more. I used to be super aggressive.
Aries likes comfortable clothes, hence your hoodie. Taking on leadership roles, physical challenges, and individual sports. Dislikes inactivity, delays, work that does not use one's talents.
That's Aries as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Send me that site. Let me look at that, man.
So this website literally just breaks it down. So it's called zodiacsign.com. You know, it's kind of crazy. When you really think about it, who does this stuff? Like, who created this? It's like the mind. Why? Because they believed in stars. They believe in science. They believe into these things, and it just naturally being, used for generations. So for when it comes down to horoscopes, it's like it's true to nature. It's like back in, when they say they put these people that do these lab studies, they put 100 people in a room, right? Just as they could see certain things. When COVID first came out, they put 100 people in a room to see what would happen, the symptoms, right? Zodiac signs are kind of similar to that. It's just been done over thousands and thousands of years. So they're more than likely to be spot on. Some people believe in it. A lot of people don't. I just don't go into the sunrise, moon, stars, and all that stuff. Like, I get it. It goes, there's levels, and there's people that talk about the rocks and all that stuff. I get it. I'm like the bare minimalist in this. Like, I just want to understand, certain things, like the nature of it. And I won't be able to share charts because somebody's calling me in a bit. But, and I got to call them back. But Libra, right?
Just I'm going to get the sauce out you.
Cooperative, diplomatic, gracious, fair-minded, and social. That's your strengths. Your weaknesses are indecisive, avoids confrontations, will carry a grudge, and self-pity. And then Libra likes harmony, gentleness, sharing with others, and the outdoors. Libra dislikes violence, injustice, loudmouths, and conformity. Conformity. Yeah, I said it right. Conformity.
Okay.
Is
okay.
It bottom?
Right. You seem like. Go ahead.
It gets even crazier. Like, even tells you like your lucky numbers, and I don't know. It's kind of weird because some people actually align with these numbers too. I don't know. Astrology is just weird, but it's also, it must make sense. Like, your quality is your cardinal. So I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but like astrology, when you really like dive deep into it, you start connecting with people. But is any of that stuff right?
Yeah, some of it.
See,
I could be very indecisive.
So it's
and
like
caring, and
yeah, yeah. So it's like astrology is just a way that you just like quickly learn, like about an individual without diving too deep. And if they're closed-minded about it, then it's probably because of their signs, weaknesses, and stuff. Like, it is what it is. Not everyone believes in astrology, but you all, it's just the way it is. Some of those traits are more than likely to still be there regardless, even if they like it or not.
Yeah, I never thought about that aligning with like the way we trade and our personalities, but I didn't dive deep into thinking like, oh, your sign as well. Yeah, but that makes sense.
And also your astrology signs, like, it helps you with trading. So for me, what I even taught, just like I taught this in my course, like back in 2017, like for Libra, like, since your weakness is that you're indecisive, you might indecisively take bad trades.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? You avoid confrontations. You're not trying to hear through nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will carry a grudge and self-pity. So you're going to blame yourself at the end of the day and just feel bad about it.
Yep.
Hey, that's my that's why Rob laughing so hard. So that's my sister and that's my brother-in-law. So they actually, you feel me? So that's probably why he laughing so hard. Because
he over there like, yeah, that's her.
I'm getting a phone call, Lewis.
Hell, it's me too. I'm a Libra, so it's like, all right, I know when I lose a trade, sometimes I can be mad for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta shake that off.
Sure.
Yeah, when I say that's how I use astrology too. That's why I told in my class. Why? Because now you can see yourself on the chart. Just, you got transparency. It's not hiding nothing. Like, a Libra dislikes violence, injustice, loudmouths, and conformity. Like, but likes harmony, gentleness, sharing with others, and outdoors. But that's not going to help you on charts. What's going to help you on charts is your strength and your weakness. You're going to war, right? So you got to understand that. Like, even for you, like, you're an Aries, right? Like, you're impatient, moody, short-tempered, impulsive, and aggressive. That tells you everything you need to know towards your trading type style. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was messed to blow the budget. Absolutely.
Yeah, like, you're going to be short-tempered and impulsive and get aggressive about it. You see what I'm saying? And then you're going to be courageous and always continue to do the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Every chance I get.
You're confident. You're determined to get it done. You're enthusiastic. You're also optimistic. You're honest and passionate. So it's a lot that you got to go through as a trader. Mm-hmm. Why? Because it's a personality thing.
Yeah, that's some good sauce though. I'm gonna look into that and see what I can take from that and implement.
Yeah, Virgo, it's lit. So Virgo is like, we're loyal, we're analytical, we're kind, we're hardworking, we're practical. Our weakness is that we're shy. Just how you know, I worked on mine a long time ago. We're shy, we worry, we overly critical of self and others, all work and no play. Now, see, my shyness that been gone years ago. Like, I'm probably very outspoken. I worry, I can't stop. Like, that's just who I am. Like, I worry about a lot of shit. I'm overly critical of self and others. I'm just naturally just like that. I'm all work and no play. And then I realized that I do gotta, still have a personal life and not all about work. And that's what gets me into a lot of mess at times because I will be all about work and forget about important things. You know what I'm saying? And that becomes a problem. But then again, I'm loyal. And I'm also analytical. So me being loyal, I'm loyal to my passion, trading and everything else that I do, right? I'm passionate about it, but I'm also analytical. So I know how to dissect everything that I do. And then I'm hardworking, I'm practical, and I'm also kind. So I know how to treat myself with the right mental capacity, right? But then again, I like animals. Like I got 4 pets. I actually got 3 pets right now. Healthy food, books, nature. I like cleanliness. Like I have OCD. I like nature. I like books, but I might not read them. But I have a lot of books. It's weird. I don't know. Weird as hell. I love
options are there.
I dislike rudeness, but then again, it is what it is. Asking for help, taking center stage, but at the same time, like I don't mind asking for help. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mind taking center stage. I think anybody like dislikes rudeness, but at the same time, it's like I also have a toxic side of me. I don't like it sometimes. I don't know, like depending if it's a female, so I don't know. This is how it is, but it also comes down to like really identifying yourself. So when I'm like trading, I like to know my personality type, but also I also try to teach my students as well their personality types because realistically, they're going to be valuing themselves. But if I could help identify your characteristics, then you should be able to, take off because your weaknesses is right in your face. What does it mean if it's weak? Turn them into strengths.
Just work on them.
Work on them. There you go.
I see hard though with the media with the regulated and unregulated broker. What was because some people don't care. Regulated, unregulated, they just care that they get their bag. Right. Yeah. So you can touch on that as far as your thought about regulated and unregulated.
Regulated matters because somebody's accountable for it at the end of the day. That's first and foremost. Unregulated means somebody more than likely that has this operation is not accountable, so they could do a lot of messy things on the back end, and you would never know. And in a day, they could be running a Ponzi scheme or whatever the case may be, and you can't even do nothing about it. First of all, you're trading offshore is unregulated. There you go. You just played yourself, right? So for me, the reason why I not even brag, but I also say it so much online. To the point, like I want to drill it into my network because for the last 9 years, I've been using unregulated brokers. And within those 9 years, 4 brokers played me in my withdrawals, stopped me out my trades in weirdest ways possible, played with my money, ran off with my money. It's just part of the game. But then again, there was no regulated broker offering 1-500 leverage for me to use. So I just settled with unregulations because of that. Now we have a solution to the problem, which is the broker that we use, Sway Markets, but they have a 1-500 leverage. So why not? And it's regulated. Someone's accountable. I feel safe. I'll put $1 million into this, but I won't put $1 million unregulated. I already know what's going to happen. Better yet, there was a broker that was just using not so long ago, FX Winning, for example. They just ran off on people's money, but they had paperwork and stuff, and it was still regulated, but they still ran off. Traders Domain, another one. They ran off. They didn't even have a KYC, so it's like, if you're putting yourselves in these positions, it's all about being educated. If you choose not to educate yourself, that is called ignorance. Right. And you're going to make bad decisions and you're going to lead the herd into your ignorance. And then they're going to be mad at you at the end of the day. And then they're also going to be mad at themselves for trusting you. So now you have this rift. So for me, it's like regulation is so important. Just even though it's not regulated where we're at, it's the fact that it's still regulated somewhere and there's accountability still involved.
Absolutely. Okay. When you were talking about your partnerships and businesses that you went through and how you got to teaching and everything. You mentioned you started Forever in Profit with like you and your partners, right? Can you go into that? Like, how did you guys start that? Who was it? How did that happen? And then you said you guys split. Like,
We split.
I want to know the tea a little bit. Can we go into that?
So Fair and Profit started in April 6th of 2014. No, 2015.
Okay.
It was me and Quillen Black. We basically created this group, and Q wanted to add more trainers in the group. I was perfectly fine with just me and him doing it because I was doing education. He wanted to be the marketer of the brand, so he just started to market it. He didn't have no education. Q never put no education in the group whatsoever. But what he did do was that he did take somebody else's video, which was my voice, and he put it in the group, and then obviously that created an issue. So that video got removed. Then Q got removed at FIP. Then he created Wall Street Academy where he put education in. He didn't put no education in FIP. So, but this is just real history, right? So at the end of the day, these two other people that we brought in the early stages, which was this guy named Marco, this other guy named Rico. Marco did some crazy stuff with a lot of drama that we weren't really cool with at all. And then Rico would just, I don't know, Rico just ran with everything, to be honest. Then Q, since he never put education in, and it was just me, Marco, and Rico at the time, and Q never put education, Marco and Rico got pissed off that Q didn't, so Q got taken out the group. We went from one Facebook group. This is how dumb we were back in the day. We didn't know business for real. We thought, right? So we took the Facebook group and moved all the clients from this one Facebook group to another Facebook group since Q had access to the admin on that.
Oh, yeah.
So he had authority, which was weird, whatever. So we decided to move them to a different Facebook group. And then we removed them away from the whole group. And the whole group was also where it is because the whole group also knew he didn't put no education in.
So he wasn't teaching anything? He was just using other people's material?
He was just getting paid off of the efforts of everybody else teaching.
Oh. That's
just the truth.
Yeah.
And then in 2016, like I said, he got removed, came back. Marco, I removed out the group. Rico left the group when Q came back because he did not like Q. So it was just me and Q. I said, Q, this band Wall Street Academy. He was like, no. You know why? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I get it. We lost a stream and, created this. So it is what it is. So we decided to, lock back in. Then what he was doing was he was funneling the whole Fair and Profit group into Wall Street Academy, talking about $150 to upgrade. I'm like, what? But I'm here having the whole group come in, right? You're getting paid off with that. But then, as time went by, like we decided that you get your own merchant account. I got my own merchant account. Wherever I bring it is mine. Wherever you bring it is yours.
Right.
I still didn't have no education. So the education was my education.
Yours.
So everybody was learning off of me anyways. And then he created Wall Street Academy. And then he was taking Wall Street Academy's education for what he created, right? He got mentored by Astro Effects. He put Astro Effects into Wall Street Academy, right? He also started doing things for Everything Effects with Astro, Sean Lee, and Amont. And then, he got a little bit more experience, and then Q created himself in doing what Q wanted to do. And then he took all the clientele at FIP and then funneled it into Wall Street Academy for $150 upgrade. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not going to build this group for you just a funnel. So I was like, you know what? Cut it all off. I created Technical Prosperity. So then we decided to, you have Wall Street Academy, you have Technical Prosperity, Forever Profit just now an umbrella, it's now a lifestyle brand since you already created all this hype. Let's run with it. He had his own merchant account for clothing. I had my own merchant account for clothing. We never split bread on clothing. We just, I don't know. It was just always a toxic thing, but I always stayed loyal as a friend. I never talked the truth, but truth that matters is everything is on social media right now. So it is what it is. So we decided to grow this brand still, right? I did my thing with Technical Prosperity. He did his thing with Wall Street Academy. Then as time went by, Q started doing bad business behind my back. And I just found out recently that he said that I was on his blacklist since 2015 that I never knew. So I was basically around the snake for 9 years and I didn't know about it. So he was plotting on me on business plays and started doing different things. Him and Anthony started doing business together. They started doing their thing with brokers. And I had no idea and I was getting played. They hit me up like an affiliate when the broker was really theirs, talking about, hey, you could, bring in all your clients, we pay you, $4 a lot, and that wasn't even true. And then they would have, me funnel my whole network into their broker, and I didn't even know it was their broker. I found out later on from people in Firm Profit that was their broker. So I was like, all right, yeah. So I found out he owned KOT later on. I found out he owned Vital Markets and some other brokers, but he was doing this behind my back and taking the whole group of Firm Profit into that. But then again, it's how you do anything is how you do everything. You're funneling from before, but instead of saying the truth, you decided to do it again like I was stupid. But I didn't know any better. So recently, when I stopped doing, using the platforms that we have brokers on, and the minute I switched up to use a regulated broker, so they can't make no money off of me no more in my network, bam, drama started happening. So I got illegally removed on the Firm Profit LLC illegally, which wasn't, the smartest thing. So on the LLC, I got a whole litigation case I'm going through right now that will be, fixing things up. Because the way how people move on me is weird because they understand that I'm talented. Right. So Firm Profit was a household name that started with education, but then it just became a materialistic thing that lost its educational roots because of the fact people are blind. They don't understand the truth. They just see the materialistic thing and they feel like that's the leader, but they don't understand that there was never really, we never had even an operational agreement when we created this LLC. So there was no true structure. There was no lawyer to protect the body of the brand. And then, we did get a lawyer, but the lawyer was also a conflict of interest because they were accused lawyers. So how you accuse lawyer and the Firm Profit lawyer? It doesn't work like that. So long story short, learning business, do business right or we do it wrong. And we did it wrong, unfortunately, but the brand is to the brand, the culture is to the culture. I knew what I put in time and effort to. So, and when people say, they see all the success and what's going on with the brand, Firm Profit or anything else that we got going on, people still understand. I laid down the foundation with two other individuals, Marco and Rico, for education, and we built that brand because honestly, if we didn't have a product, then what is the hype for the brand? The brand from education. People were successful because of education. Education inspired people to want to trade, and that's how the brand grew. And then all that other stuff was just marketing, which was something he was very, very good at. I can't lie. He's like a genius at marketing, but still, it was just the way how he moved on certain things. And I can't tolerate that because his business people that he did business with, they knew what he was up to. And they chose to say, well, look, grab that network and just do this together and play them like they're dumb, even though that's their shit. That's like me going to your house and eating all your food and telling you, be okay with this. Crazy, don't it? Let me also get water too on top of that. Oh, okay. You're not noticing yet. All right. So you got chips. All right. Can I use your toothbrush? Let me take a shower. I'm going to sleep in your bed. You got to sleep on the sofa. You know what I'm saying? That's how. And I wasn't really cool with that because I started peeping the traits. So that's when, seeing the clash of social media recently, because it's like people want to keep poking, but in reality, they don't understand. Like, it's like, I don't have to stay silent if you want to be crazy online. I was staying silent for years. That's called loyalty. But people want to try, once again, I'm kind. You know what I'm saying? So I'm loyal. But when Virgos don't care anymore, they just don't care. Clearly, I don't care anymore. So that's just the truth. But so that's the whole thing about the brand. So right now I'm trying to create the new healthy culture back for the brand. So that's how I started doing the whole Firm Profit hats. I just created with new merch. I'm giving away free courses to the people buying merch soon. Why? Because I want people to understand that the brand started with education. It was to impact you, quote unquote, to be forever what? In profit, value, right? It wasn't supposed to be just about, follow the hype of this brand and just watch all the marketing that goes on with this. And I'm gonna buy all these Lambos and stuff and follow me off the cliff if you can. Can these people get the Lambo too? If they know, then what did you just do? You created a cult with no real, education.
Yeah, no solid.
Unfortunately. So I want to get back into it.
At that point, you just got a bunch of fans following you.
But that's literally what it is. It's just the culture. It's natural right now. It's like organically that way, unfortunately. But, people will never understand the history because I never talk. You understand? The people that was in the group from way back in the day, they all hit me up like, damn, if only people really knew. I'm like, man, you know, it's just true. If they really did, you know? And the reality is that it's just my loyalty was always all love. And I never wanted to like ever be the person that, you know, put it out there online and stuff. But at the same time, I also saw a lot of stones getting thrown upon, you know, social media. And I was just seeing it back like, damn, that's how you feel? Bad. Like even me, like I bought my boy the dealer's license to go get cars. The only reason why everyone inside that group has cars is because of me.
The guy that was the guy that's at the FX Summit who was talking about the dealership.
Yeah, Albert. Yeah, I got him the dealer's license.
Oh, right.
That's how I got my SVJ. I connected that whole group with everything car related, down to the wheels, with Velos Design Works and everything. So it's like I put a lot of time and effort into doing the street work, you know, finding the connections for clothing and all of this stuff, just so I could get played later on. And I never knew because I'm just being loyal. But I'm always finding the connections and the plugs and putting the work. I met Albert by putting a napkin on his car because I had an M4, he had an M4, and I liked how his looked. So I went to my car, drunk, grabbed the napkin, wrote down, hey, this is my number. I love the way how your car looks. Please call me. I want to get work done on my car. And my mind was like, you know what? You probably gonna look at this and throw it out. I don't know whose car this is, whatever. So I went behind the car and I saw the tag, and you got like that border around the tag. It said Velos Design Works. So I went home and I Googled it and I found the car. It was common sense. And I was like, you know what? Let me go to this place and, you know, start linking up. And that's how I created that relationship with all of them. Because I spent like $15,000, $20,000 on my car parts, you know? So, and I wrapped my car rose gold, it became big. And then that's how everyone started to like gravitate doing stuff with them and building a relationship. But I didn't know that, you know, helping people will also get you screwed later on in life if they don't have the right intentions for you too. It has to be pure. You got to be able to reciprocate it. If they're envious or jealous of what you can do, they're going to play you like a fool, and you will never know until you realize it's too late.
Yeah, they take the kind
flip it back on you, saying you're the envious one, you're the jealous one, you're this, you're that, and it's like, wow, okay, like what can you do? People want to run the narratives, but the truth of the matter is, I did things without a broker. I did things without a prop firm. I did things before things are the way they are right now. I did things genuinely because I was good at what I was doing. And now the truth just have to come up because it's just the truth. And there's too many stones getting thrown, and people don't understand the truth. They just see the manipulation. And it's like, damn, I got one face. I got one, you know, image in this game. Is either people going to tarnish my name or they're going to, you know, understand the truth. And the only way to understand the truth is by clearing up the reality, and that's just the truth.
Yeah, because people they'll believe something just because they following somebody or it's consistent. A couple people saying the same thing and never really get the other side of the story. They always say it's three sides to a story, you know, your side, my side, and the truth. So, you know, it's
all bets were off when I got removed off the LLC illegally. I was like, all right, now you're playing with my patience because there ain't no way. What does promoting a regulated broker have to do with firm and profit?
Wow.
Nothing. What does it have to do with the culture?
Right.
Just be okay with it. Like I moved on. But in reality, it can't lie. He told me straight up, like, don't step on his toes about the regulated broker video thing. And I still did what I wanted to do. Why? Because end of the day, I did not say anything bad in that video. I said, these are the brokers I used in the last 9 years. Even after the broker, KOT, I mentioned not all unregulated brokers are bad. So I didn't step on no toes, and they still took it in the wrong way. So that's where all the drama happened. I'm like, y'all just look foolish, look like children. So I was like, and it was like, all right, cool. You know what? It's not my fault WikiFX exists. Be mad at WikiFX for existing. You know, like, it's just the truth.
Facts, right. But that's real, man. Well, I definitely appreciate it.
Regulated. Like, what do you want me to do about that? It's just like,
you're like, it is what it is.
The problem is they're not owners of it. They have no control. So if it's competition, downplay it. But downplaying it is creating more drama. More drama creates more eyeballs. More eyeballs does what? Takes the reality. I even had Anthony text me talking about the drama is good for everybody. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Like, just keep it going.
Yeah. Because it's getting their names out, you know?
Yeah, and
It's
then
getting
even
people interested.
straight up talking about he wanted to buy out the swing markets, the broker. And we're like, you're not going to be able to because that person will move their feet like that. So it's like weird. I don't know. People do a lot of weird stuff in this industry, but just because they don't have the power like they once had, and they want all that power, like they're willing to do the most. And it's like, oh, you do all this stuff online, but when you see them in person, it's like, where is this energy?
Right.
It just disappears every time. And it's like, oh, it's all you gotta do is treat people like how they want to be treated. Because you
Right.
want to be treated the same way too, with respect. You're not gonna plot on people. And if you are plotting on them, then do good business.
Good business.
This is this. If you choose to do bad business, then don't be mad when people find out.
And you never know when you might have to come back across that bridge. You absolutely never know. So you don't want to
business, because bad business, they feel like they could get richer quicker, which is true. You can. Absolutely. That's what they do in the music industry, 360 deals.
Mm-hmm.
They play their artists all the time. Why? Because it's gonna keep them richer quicker. But if they're doing good business and doing it the right way, then here's the truth. They're not gonna get rich as quicker, but they're gonna get long-term wealth, A lot of people they lose their artists because they want to get out that 360 deal when that contract up.
Mm-hmm. And they don't want to give them a better one.
They don't even own their masters, so they get stuck anyways. They gotta come back.
Exactly.
You want to make money off your masters? Cool, come back.
Facts.
They're gonna come back every time.
Damn. You've had a long 9 years, but your success is undeniable.
Yeah.
Nobody can ever deny your success or the hundreds and thousands of people that you've helped. And this is literally only the beginning, because you're still going to be helping more, just out of the love and kindness and the pure talent that you have.
Absolutely.
So they can't take that.
I'm definitely going to be turning up a lot more with this stuff too, because I ain't even get like too deep into YouTube creating. I don't even use TikTok as of yet. I'm going to start dabbling into that. There's just so much more exposure. I look at it like this. There might be an influencer that's big on Facebook, great. But then there's another influencer big on Instagram. But then there's another influencer big on YouTube. There's another influencer big on TikTok. Then there's another influencer big on Twitter. But if you're big on all of them, then you got the reality. Some of them just they neglect everything else that they only want to be big on one app and they feel like they're the top dog. But in reality, it's just one app.
Mm-hmm.
I know YouTube people bigger than a lot of people that's on Instagram, but they're not out there doing the most, acting like they're the biggest in the industry and nobody can tell them anything.
Right.
People got to humble themselves in this game, And it's kind of sad because trading is a lot bigger than it is in America, like internationally than it is in America. These international people will laugh at what's going on over here. It's comical because people doing too much and it's unethical business on top of it too. Because people were getting got and they did, like doing things right. A person ain't gonna hide. The owners in reality is never gonna hide too much behind the broker, but they don't want to be talked about it. But at the same time, they're in business. They're not really hiding. The problem is these influencers want to be hiding behind the broker that they use. But also the owner of that broker too. Because they're an influencer, they want to be in the limelight of their truth. There's nothing
But they don't want to give out too much.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong about being an affiliate of a broker. Being an affiliate of a broker is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Being an owner of a broker is also okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is lying and stories and manipulations and lies and circles and hula hoops.
That's for the bad.
It's bad. And if you know the person that gives these brokers, and you know the truth of that, and you're still giving them lies and manipulations and hula hoops, you're the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
So you said, speaking of affiliates, you say you rock with, what is it, Swing Markets?
Markets.
Okay, so what does that affiliate payout look? Because they pay out if you bring someone.
$2 to $4 a lot. So honestly, that's really significant, larger than most of these unregulated brokers, their payouts. Some of them say you get paid out $4 a lot on these other brokers, but you're not getting true to that dollar. With Sway, at least they keep a track record. You can pull a whole Excel sheet out, to make sure everything's matching the right way. You get paid out daily. So whatever happens today, you see it tomorrow. So with Sway, it's like you have unlimited potential. You just got to put the work in. Because at the end of the day, as you're a trader, you have to do one thing. Trade. And when somebody asks you what broker you use, you're going to tell them something. Why not get paid for it the right way on a regulated platform versus getting told that you're going to make this on some other platform and not get it. I know some brokers that even give me out salary deals like 10K a month for influencers on an unregulated platform. But in reality, here's the thing. It's still unregulated.
Right.
Things could go wrong. 10K a month is a cap. I'm telling you that this is all you're worth. Of course. But in reality, there's nothing wrong with that either, because it might be comfortable for some people to change their lives. You know, that's $120,000 a year. That might be their rent. Why not? You know, that's how some people do think about it. But the truth of the matter is, it's still unregulated. So there's a lot of affiliate stuff that goes on in this whole industry with brokers, because it takes people to build it, not an owner to build it individually. It's not going to work. They need the influencers to push the product. But in reality, what I like about Sway is that they're open about their affiliate deals very, very, very much. So they give me opportunity. And if there is opportunity, why not? I feel like Sway is going the best direction and cleaning up the space for what it is compared to what other brokers got out there. And it's not like they're in competition. They just care about doing things right, while others have the same 24 hours to get regulated and do things right too. They choosing not to.
Right. So with your huge following, because I see you have a nice following of people. I'm actually in your free Telegram. I see you have a large amount of people. So what does that look like? Hey, I don't want to get in your bag or nothing, but what does that look like every day on the affiliate payout?
It's an estimate.
Well, it depends. You know, like roughly I average close to $1,000 plus a day. And then the reason why is because I have so many affiliates. And I also have a lot of people that come in and trade lots of value. But at the same time, I'm also helping them trade with my courses. So if they're trading, they're loving at the lot sizes, they're doing things right, then it pays out right. So I'm just the person that connects them to the regulated play. However, they can also get the affiliate deal and do it too. Why? Because I already know they're going to want to go create a course and do their own thing eventually. So why not be part of an environment that's helping?
Yeah.
No, that's tight. That's about 20 bands a month. I ain't adding nothing up real quick, roughly.
Even for my course, like I give away 50% commissions right now. So they go,
and I'm gonna go ahead and sign up, man. Go ahead and send me your link. Put your link in the chat.
As long as you're a member and you like, let's say right now I got lifetime membership for $100, right? If you become a member, then if you go refer people with the affiliate, I'll give you $50. So we break it down the middle.
Oh, that's dope.
And then guess what? You're gonna use the regulated broker. You're going to sign up on my link too, right? See how this work out? Then I have a video talking about the affiliate program. So now I'm giving you ways of making money. See what trading is. Your goal was to come here to do what? Make money. So I'm connecting the dots for what? $100 and you trading. That's it.
That's
long time, wealth. So to me, it's like you got to do things that make sense, because sometimes, like I said, simplicity in this, people overcomplicate it, but it's really just simple. 2 + 2 is just going to equal 4. Does it make sense? And if it do it. If it don't make sense, then question, do more research.
Thank you. This is dope. I appreciate it. Hearing your story is super inspiring. And it's a story I haven't heard. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you for being transparent with us and being honest.
You're welcome.
We need your PIP'n Ain't Eazy moment where the trade just went totally left and you blew the biggest bag. Give us the biggest and the biggest bag you made and the biggest loss.
That did happen back in 2015. I remember I was training with this guy, and it was funny as hell. Me and Q was actually training with this guy. And we had like a little group chat with people, and this guy was trading, and he was on a demo account. We ain't know any better. Like this guy was just trading recklessly on like a GBP pair. And he kept trading 100 lots on it. And then every time the pair pulled back, he had like another penny order for 100 lots. And we were sitting in this trade for like 24 plus hours. I was in Jordan. I just grew my account from 2,000 to 35,000 in that same week. And I decided to trade with this guy mentally, right? See what I fucked up. Started trading with this guy in this group chat because it was just a late night session. I started seeing, oh, you want 100 lots in here? And it's on GU. I don't even like trading that pair because of this. I did some, charting up on it. He said he was in a sell. I'm not even 52 deep. You got 100 lots, right? So I'm here taking the same dumbass trade. I'm in drawdown, no stop loss. Because if it pulls back, I got another penny or something. I'm definitely raw dogging this, no stop loss, right? And 35 one within 48 hours. Did not leave the computer. This is how dumb I was.
Did you throw up?
In the bed? No, worse. I was in the bed, right? I did not brush my teeth. I did not use the bathroom. I probably got it one time. Did not take a shower. Did not eat. Just charger on the laptop, charger on the phone, and just sat there like this the whole day, dehydrated. Maybe got it one time for work because I was scared if it just spiked up out of nowhere. And, you know, I wanted to at least try to close out at least where 10K was at. And I'm not thinking about a stop loss because I was like,
it has to go in my direction.
I have some wiggle room. It might be 8K and I might close out then. Instead of just having a risk management, instead of just having a cutoff limit, there was none. And yeah, definitely margin call the hell out that account. That thing blew. I was so pissed. But it was a $2,000 investment that, you know, I made money on, but I never withdrew the profits. Right. So I lost all the house money and my deposit. Then I had to go do it again and, you know, get right. But still, I was just annoyed because it was like I went 2K to 35K probably like within 3 days.
That's gains.
And
that's fire.
Lost my mind after that, and it was a wrap. I was like, great, 35 G. But at the same time, I was still living with my parents. So that was the type of money I was making back in the day, like quick. But at the same time, it was like, be careful, you know, like that's not how you're supposed to trade. So even now, I could still do those reckless things, but I know like long term wise, it might be a bad trading week, a real bad one, you know, versus I could have a controlled one. I like to be in control.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, well, you can take a loss and be like, okay, I took that. We can get right back to it.
Absolutely. Because your goal as a trader is to grow, you know, like you're not supposed to trade and feel confused. Like trading is not about confusion. Trading is about understanding yourself and performing at the highest optimal level. The minute you start trading like you're confused, the market got you. You know?
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's about that time. If you know, you know. We have a little traditional Pimpin' Ain't Easy. Go ahead and drop the beat. So,
okay, talk to him, sis.
We're about to play a game. It's called Bars. And what we need is your bars. Okay? So you can choose Forever and Profit. You can choose the GBP. You could choose any type of trading words, but we need to rap you. We need a couple bars from you.
Me rap?
Yes, I need to hear it.
Come on, hey, go on, participate.
It don't gotta be too long, I promise.
Cool.
That's what you got.
We could barely hear him.
I can't hear you. Why? There we go. There we go.
You know? Any little sentimental. Ooh. Hey. Hold up. Run it back. The one. This hip-hop shit forever. Might be a little clever. I trade on the daily. I do this shit forever and profit. This money ain't gonna stop me. Playing with a little.
But you got some more?
See, the thing is, when I was rapping, mine was, close, but it was, it was there. It's not there no more. I didn't even eat all day. Like, I was like, damn, I've been drinking straight drinks.
Hey, man, you gotta send me some of that hydration, man. It was good. I can't lie.
Nah, you ain't ready for straight hydration, bro. That thing
man,
is.
I like it cold though. If it ain't cold, it ain't right.
I drink it straight out the freezer. It's like when you drink it out the freezer,
yeah,
it's like syrup.
Yeah, Definitely. It's definitely good call. Well, we definitely appreciate it. Do you got any last gem you want to get to people who going to watch this, man?
To be honest, like just keep God first, keep focused. You know, a lot of competition do exist out there in this game, but just stay true to who you are and just remember you are your only competition. And that's only when you get to see the top. And just stay humble and always stay a student to the game because it doesn't stop. The market always changes. There's always going to be newer influencers in the game, people younger than you. And those are the people coming hungry. And the minute you let your foot off the gas, these kids will literally take over. I've seen it from time to time already. Like they don't even go to college anymore. They just go straight from high school straight to trade. Like, you know, it's just they just go in. And I've seen it. Like they don't stop. Why? Like I honestly don't even see traders like in this industry saying, "Yeah, I finished college." Like I don't. You know, once they do this, it's right. Because if you got your degree already and you're doing this, then all right. But a lot of them, nah. Like me, I failed math like 9 times in college or something like that. I dropped out. That's why I dropped out of college. Like I wasn't good at math. Funny enough, trading doesn't really need math, but you still got to use math. I don't know, it's weird. But it wasn't like I needed to know geometry and algebra and stuff, right? Like, you know, need that. Just, you know, addition, subtraction, and Fibonacci.
Fact. Count this bag.
Counting this bag. You see, I even got a money counter right next to me, like counting bags always. Like it's literally in my office.
The Miami view, is that Miami?
Yeah, just back in the city.
It's tight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, definitely appreciate this interview. It was lit. We appreciate it. And your birthday's coming up, so
Yeah, September 12th, Virgo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's lit. How old are you turning?
33.
Oh, cool. Mine is September 28th.
Huh?
How old are you when you touch your first M?
25.
That's
Beautiful.
fire.
Beautiful. Well, we definitely appreciate your time. As you know, pimping ain't easy.
But somebody got to do it.
And it might as well be us, baby. Let's go.
Go.
Let's go. Tune in to our next episode and make sure you follow us on our YouTube and our Instagram.
We appreciate your time, Ryan. Y'all make sure y'all give Ryan a follow, man. We'll send a link below. Shout out to all our listeners over there. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit all the buttons they say on the phone platform. Definitely appreciate your time, Ryan. Peace and blessings to you. Catch up with you soon, player.